Hey everybody, this is my 125 gallon tank. It's my African spotted leaf fish, or Tenopoma acutirostra. And we're not going to shoot a video about that fish in particular, but we are going to have a look at this tank for a few minutes while I chat in general about what types of videos I should shoot here on my channel. I shot a video a little while ago where I spoke about carbon, activated carbon in our filters, and from time to time I'll shoot videos like that. I shot one not long ago about why some fish stores use pure oxygen in their bags and other fish stores don't. You can tell I just did a big water change tonight. The rainbow fish always start showing spawning behavior when they get a nice big fat water change. I did about a 50% tonight to get the chemiclean out of there. And we're probably going to have a lot of spawning behavior over the next day or two, so that's pretty cool. But I've shot a couple videos like that, and I guess my regular viewers will know what kind of videos I'm talking about, where I sit down in front of the camera and I discuss some topic or whatever. And I know those videos are fairly popular and people enjoy them, but I really hate shooting them. And it's not that I don't like being in front of the camera or anything like that. It's just the way I shoot videos is very spur of the moment. It's off the cuff. It's got to be something that's on my mind. I'm thinking about it, and I can pick up my camera and just point it at the tank and start talking about whatever I've been thinking about. So if it's a video where I've got to set up a chair and position the lights and get my camera set up on a tripod and, do a couple of tests to make sure there's not too much, by the time I've got all that ready to go, I'm not in the mood to shoot the video anymore. I've lost my train of thought and I don't know what I'm even supposed to be shooting the video about anymore, and I got to go in the other room and start thinking about it again, and and so those videos are just few and far between for that reason and that reason alone. It's not that I've got any issue with being on camera or, I don't like that kind of stuff. The way I shoot videos is very spur of the moment, much like this one, where I just grab my camera and point it at something and start shooting. So if you don't mind the kind of video where a disembodied voice chats about some topic, I will definitely shoot more videos about, topic type videos rather than, look at my aquarium kind of videos. I know not everybody wants to see updates on every one of my every one of my tanks, every time I do a water change, and that sort of thing. That's perfectly understandable. I don't blame you. But I do, I would shoot more videos where I talk about my experience in the hobby, some of the issues I ran into earlier in the hobby, some of the reasons I did some of the stuff I did. There's no end to the kind of things that I could chat about. Again, my regular viewers will know I've got the gift of gab. I can talk about pretty much anything, and I like to. I don't know, that just seems weird shooting a video where I'm talking about some topic when I'm not really on camera. They seem to be a lot less popular than the ones where I'm sitting in front of the camera shooting the video. I have even considered, and I've sort of dismissed this idea because I can't imagine anybody would really want to watch these types of videos. I've even considered about shooting videos while I'm driving, because that's when I do a lot of my thinking, is when I'm just driving down the road and my dash cam is always running. So all I've got to really do is think out loud, and I can shoot videos about whatever kind of fish keeping topic. Again, my early experiences or my thoughts on this or whatever. And it would just have no visual attachment to any kind of aquarium video. It would just be driving down the road listening to some guy talk about his aquariums or something. And so again, while I could shoot videos like that all day long, I just really don't think they'd go over too popular or too big. So I don't know. I guess while I'm talking about this kind of stuff, I will also note that I've only done 2 live streams. And again, it's not anything to do with me wanting to be on camera or not. But the live stream was kind of a novelty. It was sort of like I felt like I was on TV. I've done radio shows before where I've been a guest on radio programs, but I've never been on TV before. So doing the live, live streaming almost kind of felt like doing a live TV show or something. And it was kind of neat. It was a novelty. But what it amounts to for me is just sitting there answering a string of questions, and I'm not even done the first one, and I've got 5 more lined up, and I try to get to everybody, which is absolutely impossible in any kind of live stream situation. If you got more than 10 people watching, there's no way you can address every single comment that pops up, and that always makes me feel bad. And I feel like I'm ignoring some people, and then I don't have time to answer most of the questions, and it's just at the end, it's not fun for me. That's not something I enjoy doing. I've thought about shooting a live stream where I could just let the camera roll and then you could just watch me do water changes or something. But again, I just don't really see any point in doing that kind of video. So I'd be interested in anybody's input on what kind of stuff you'd like to see or what you think might be good ideas. I know, my outdoor videos are their own sort of thing. I know some people like them, some people don't. If you don't like them, then don't watch them. That's fine. I understand that. Contrary to what some people seem to believe, this is not a fish keeping channel. This is my channel, and I can post whatever kind of videos I want on here, and not all of them happen to be about fish keeping, just the vast majority of them. So for the people that, don't like watching my outdoors videos, that's, just don't watch them. But for the people that get upset with me when I post them, I just find that really sort of odd altogether. But again, my outdoors videos are something altogether different. But as far as my fish keeping type videos here, I'd be interested in your thoughts on what you'd like to see or how I could present the videos or something. But keep in mind, I'm not a scripted kind of person. I don't do a lot of preparation for this stuff other than, collecting my thoughts or maybe doing a little reading and research and then using that information to collect my thoughts. And when I feel like I'm ready to just explain something to somebody as though I was just talking to somebody, I grab my camera and there we go. There's a video. I don't write down bullet points or any of that kind of stuff. So again, the idea of me getting lighting set up and a place to sit set up and where I can position the camera that I'm not getting a ton of glare from all my other tanks and so on and so forth, it just breaks the mood for me. I'm frustrated by the time I'm ready to go, and I wind up not even shooting the video at all a lot of times. More often than not, that's the case. I get everything set up, and I've just lost the thread to the point where after about the 10th or 15th attempt to get started, I just give up and leave, and we never get the video shot. I was hoping my Tenopoma would come out and we get a little better look at him swimming around the tank. He's a really cool fish. I feel bad that he lost his buddy. My Synodontis catfish used to pal around with him all the time. I always called him my odd couple. And they really did seem to, and I know I'm humanizing them and saying friends and palling around and stuff like that. I don't necessarily mean that. But they did certainly behave in a very companion-y way, and they were together a lot. So for whatever reason, whatever that equates to in fish emotion, that's gone now for this fish because that Synodontis died, a while ago. I did bury it in a place out in the yard where I know where I can go find it maybe next spring. And I want to see if I can get the skeleton because they do have a bony head plate. That's why they're called armored catfish. And then, of course, their spines, I would imagine, would be something that would not decompose either. So maybe next spring, it might be a tad morbid, but maybe next spring we'll actually get to see what the skeletal structure of that Synodontis looked like, because I did put it out next to my mulch pile, so there's plenty of worms and good microbes in the soil and all that stuff. So by springtime it ought to be reduced to nothing but a skeletal remain. So anyway, I'm starting to ramble. Those are my thoughts on a Saturday night. I'd really be interested to hear what you have to say, as I've already pointed out. So make sure you subscribe. That way you won't miss anything else I got coming up. You never know what it's going to be with me. And don't forget, of course, this one here is my 125-gallon tank. So I promise that round the world update's coming up soon, and I will see you then.